Hello guys, this is Andrea TV Kenya and we welcome you once again. I'm having a guest and I'm glad to host brother Luke. Luke was my classmate and we have been in touch since then. I realized that he has been doing some good work, so I decided to call him today so that we can have a talk, so that he can tell us on the progress. Otherwise, brother Luke,
Yep.
karibu sana.
Asante
This
sana.
is Andrea TV Kenya.
Glory to God.
So, who is brother Luke?
Brother Luke Maoni is my name. I was born some years ago in a town known as Rongo. I studied in Rongo. I attended Siala Primary. I attended various number of primary schools. I finished my class 8 in Yarach Primary School. And I'm second born from a family having 5 siblings, and we thank God, and today we thank God where I am. Yeah.
So the last time we physically met was in class 8, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
After our KCPE.
Sure.
So was after then, where did you join?
After KCP, I joined Anjego Secondary School, that is in Migori County, Migori Town, where I attended Form 1 to Form 4. And it was amazing being Anjego High School. Yeah, then from Anjego High School, after Form 4, I joined Kisumu National Polytechnic, where I pursued mechanical engineering diploma. Then later, like right now, currently I'm pursuing business management in KCA University. Yeah.
That's in Kisumu still.
That is still in Kisumu. Yeah.
And the main reason as to why we are here today, currently you are a pastor.
Sure.
So to say.
Yeah.
And being a youth, it's always something hard to. Most of the youth don't find themselves at the feet of the Lord.
Exactly.
Now we want to know what's the turning point, because you know how I knew in primary, and also know how I knew you in primary.
Sure.
And even those who are going to watch this, there are those that knew you in a different way.
Sure.
So will you share with us your journey from childhood up to class 8, and now from then we pick up to the point you are now?
As to that question, I was born in a family where people know God. My parents, my dad and mom, were servants of God that were running church. And we grew up children that was loved. And in as much as our parents knew God, the devil never cared in holding our lives. I remember when I was still in primary school, I was not a good boy, and very many people knew me with my characters.
Actually, I knew you better.
Exactly. Very many people knew me with my characters. I had a disease known as scoliosis, and this is a disease wherever you see a skirt, you feel uncomfortable. And every lady you may see pretty, hauko nampatia nafasi.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so another thing that was in me again, I really loved music, and I was a dancer. And I remember chasing music from one place to another. One day we walked a distance like around 10 kilometers, just chasing the music. So it has never been easy. It was a life of struggle, a life that very many people are testifying. And when I joined high school, I remember with my characters, I became famous in that school within a day. Because one day I was invited to a certain party, and kulikuwa na jam session, and wakatupea chance ya kudance. So chance ya kudance, after all they found that I was the only best dancer there. And Makio was given a lady. So huyu msichana nilipewa, tukaekewa bendova. So just imagine how we were dancing to bend off.
I know by then, by the time you were in high school, rhythm was on fire by then.
Yeah, rhythm was on fire, and we used to do it.
Yeah.
We used to do it with passion, and we really loved it so much. And I remember it was not easy, and we really loved the world. But later on, we found that the world was having nothing good. Yeah, it was having nothing good. So when I was in high school, the devil visited me, and I was caught up with a disease known as tuberculosis. And this came after me showing my mom some disrespect. When one day I woke up from my house where I was sleeping, and she was telling me to go and mop the house. And I have some younger siblings. So I told her, Mom, mimi ndo umeniona na kupiga duster. So akasema like, huyu mtoto anaongea na mimi aje? Akaniambia, look, I will never send you. So it's better I just leave you. And she cried there, and that thing hit my life. And after that, I went back to school. I got this disease, so I don't know where it came from. And I could cough blood. I could not associate with people where I was sleeping. Watu walikuwa wamehama. I remained alone. And whenever I coughed, the things that nilikuwa nimecough sikuwa naweza meza ndani tena. So nilikuwa nazitema nje. So it was not easy for me, and one day I sat in class, and when I was disturbed, and unakumbuka tu like mtu anakohoa na watu wanasoma, and they don't.
Yeah.
So even my performance ikakuja reduce, and I came back to my senses, and I remember the God that my parents carry. And I remember I approached a certain spiritual leader there that I shared with my situation, and the answers I got from him was not the answers I expected. He told me like, look, you know what? There is nothing I can help you with, because you know what to do. You are coming from a family where people know God, and it's high time you come out from my seat, my area. So that night, I remember it was a night of transformation of my life. And I remember crying the whole night, looking for Christ. And I remember that night, when I woke up in the morning, I found myself on the floor. And that is where an operation happened in my life. The tuberculosis in me dried immediately. And from that day, I've never coughed. I've never taken drugs for tuberculosis. And from that time, it has been a journey. Yeah.
Which form was this?
I was in form 3 by then, around first term, second term. Yeah, sure.
And so how did you find yourself on the floor? What was it?
How I found myself on the floor, I can't explain, because I was on the bed and I was so bitter. I wanted Christ because there was no solution, because all my friends have run away. I've remained alone. And hata niende nyumbani, there is nothing that I can get well. And I really just wanted to get healed and to seek for this Christ. And out of all these things, Christ is the only person who came for me and helped me. And after that, everybody who ran away from me, they were finding themselves coming back. Yeah, because it was a transformation. Yeah, so from then, I made an oath and a covenant that I will serve God. That I will serve God, and I will do my level best to serve God. Yeah.
And so how did you find yourself adapting to the fact that you changed from the worldly things now to the Christian life?
Actually, it was not easy. it was not easy at all, being that also there were a lot of friends that I had that we used to do the worldly things with. The way people knew me in high school, they knew me as a bad boy. And even in the same high school, I used to have girlfriends. And because it was a mixed school. So it was like, people are trying to understand, is it true that Luke is born again? Yeah. And there were a lot of judgments, and people were saying, we will see mali atafika na hiyo salvation yake. And it wasn't so painful though, losing some of your best friends, because they were now not being in the capacity where you want them to be, because now you can't interrupt well, you can't share ideas, you can't spend time together, because they just feel like you want to be too spiritual. Yeah, you want to be too spiritual. Where secular music is, you don't want to be there. Yeah, and they were like, Luke, it is not true that Luke is born again. So it was not easy for people to accept. I remember in Form 3, no one accepted. In Form 4, I remember no one accepted that. Nobody accepted. But it was consistency and persistence that I made a decision that I just want to serve God, because I've seen what He can do. And with all that, however much, I was now getting some also rejection, because you find like people now don't want to associate with you. Yeah, and I just persisted. Even when I came back at home, nobody was like believing, because they knew me. Me, I could even sleep in church, because where my home is, there is a church. So I could even sleep in church and go for a disco matanga from church. And then I'm coming back to sleep in church. People knew me in my area. And even in my area, I don't know if there is nobody who knew who never knew my character. They all knew me. But I thank God. The journey has been never easy. No one have been accepting it for the first time. But it came to a point where they were like, this boy is serious. Yeah, this boy is serious. There is a turnaround in his life. This boy is very serious. Yeah, so that was how I adopted. It was not easy. Even my own parents, hawakuwa na mimi. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, that was my next question. Because personally, for the first time I saw you preach, you were live on Facebook.
Sure.
I think it's the very day I inboxed you.
Yeah, sure.
I was like, is this the look I know? I'm somebody. Because even recently, nikiweka poster yako, some of our classmates were like, is this the look I know?
Look
what
at
really
that.
happened?
Look at that.
And
So,
then we shared some memories at least. Kacheka,
Yeah.
ngoma.
Yeah,
It reminded me of so many things. And I say, when God's time comes,
yeah.
things will be changed. So you said your parents never believed.
Yeah, they never believed, and I remember even me ministering, it was something that I never even started it at home. Yeah, I never even started it at home, because they were not like very sure, because me, I could come with girlfriends at home. Yeah, I could remember one day my dad was asking me, hey, young man, what is your plan with this lady you are like bringing here every weekend? And I was like very serious, very ignorant. That this lady is a good girl. Yeah, this lady is a good girl. If God have plans for us, then let us leave it for God. So they were not believing, including even my mom, because they knew me as a tough boy. They knew me how I could even walk out from the window and go to a bash somewhere. Yeah, and it was never easy. But the decision that I made was that I will serve God. Whether people love it or they don't love it, I will serve God. I will serve God, because I know what God did to me. It was not my parents or whatever, or any other person, because my God is my God. Their God is their God. Yeah.
Wow. And so between your father and mother, who really accepted this for for the first time?
My mom, because they used now to see some change in my life. I used to persist serving God. I wanted to be found in a place of serving God. And even my prayer life changed, and I could pray, and I could even at times just open up the Bible and teach them kwa nyumba, share with them, tell them a revelation I'm getting about a word. But later on, after I got into ministry now very well, my parents could just see me, like some of my friends are seeing me in Facebook, YouTube. Yeah, they could just say, is this my real son? Huyu ni kijana wangu kweli? So hata wao, they were like very surprised. And then wakati Mungu ameanza sasa kunitoa chini, kuniinua kidogo so that nianze kujulikana, is when they now accepted it, because the way I was a bad boy. Andrew, you know this.
I know you are.
I was a bad boy.
You are a bad boy.
Yeah.
So you said later your parents accepted it, and so how about the teachers in school, those who knew you?
Those who knew me, my ministry I've begun to grow. I've started to grow when I was out of high school, and that is where my persistence and my seriousness grew up, when I was out of high school. And actually, they most of them follow me online. Most of them were not accepting for the first time, and but today I can say like they are accepting it. I can get feedbacks from them at times when I minister, or at times when I have a mission, or at times when I post something. You'll find them. I remember there is one of my class teachers, Mr. Fred. Yeah, Mr. Fred is one teacher who knew me very well, knew me with all of me, all of my characters. Yeah, I was so impressed when and encouraged when he texted and he told me, look, keep it up. That is the good way to go. Yeah, keep it up. So they are accepting it, being that they were not accepting it before in high school, but they are believing it. I remember when I was in Form 4, I was a school MC for the church, the moderator. So every Sunday I was moderating service. So every lady there, I get testimonies, I get their feedbacks. Wakisema, look, we knew your salvation life ilikuwa ya kujifanya, and we knew ulikuwa naenda kuanguka. At times ukisimama pale mbele ukisema Bwana sifiwe, we knew maisha yako ilikuwa ya kujifanya, because we knew you with all your girlfriends. Yeah. We knew you. So we moved on, and I was just there, persistent, and I was not caring much about what people say. I was never caring. And at times people could ask me, look, are you really serious? Normal. It's like you are crazy in mind. Yeah, you are very crazy. You know, we know you. We know you and what you can do and what you cannot.
It is something not easy to accept, because for me it took me time.
It took you time. Yeah, it took you time. It took you time. Even our class teacher, Mrs. Ajoy. Yeah, Mrs. Ajoy once texted me. She commented in my post like, look, my son, you should come and visit me. Yeah, you should come and visit me. So such feedbacks, they give you strength and courage to push, because people you never knew can accept this. They're like believing it now. Yeah, they're like believing it now.
That's good. So in case for Madam Joey, you should plan and go.
Yeah,
possibly you call me so that we can go together.
Yeah, I will go.
Niende nisafishe jina kwa mimi, bara ananijua na ile bara ananijua na ile tabia yangu, those kumsumbua sana anyway.
Yeah, sure.
And so getting salvation and getting into the ministry are two different things.
Yeah.
Once you chose God, so how did you find yourself into the ministry that now you can preach and stuff?
Actually, to the ministry now, I can say that it is a calling. It is a calling from God. You can be saved, but not called.
Yeah.
You can be saved, but not too much into the ministry. It is something that was internal. It is something that it was allocated for me. It is a calling that I believe that it is a calling. After saving my life, he called me. However much I was doing it, but I was not doing it the appropriate way. But he called me to preach his word, to share his goodness, and to tell people that Jesus still lives. Yeah, and every time I talk about that, I feel good. You know something that it is in you, and you talk about it, you feel amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
You feel so good. So when I talk about him, I feel like being encouraged, and I feel like I should do it daily. Yeah, it is something that I can do. I can do it today, tomorrow, the following day, even throughout the year.
And forever.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a very good move. And so my question now, when was your first sermon? Or when did you start the first sermon that you ever did?
Oh, my first sermon I did when I was at home. Actually, that day was a youth service day, and I got an opportunity. And I remember I taught, I was teaching about spiritual maturity. When somebody is saved, and how should somebody be mature. And I remember how weak I was talking, very weak. I had no zeal. I was so afraid. But also where I found like there was something secret with me, leave alone the first time. There was a mission that we were invited. In fact, I was invited as a translator, Kiswahili to English.
Yeah.
And the minister there is a mentor to me, and is known as Evangelist Dache. So he told me, look, I've done crusade, now you will do revival. And then I was like, wow. So kiinje nikakubali, lakini kindani kitu inasema utaweza. So I came back to my favorite verses, yeah, that talks about the prodigal son. Yeah, where the son went to his dad that I want my belonging, my part. And the dad said that if that is what you want, I will give it to you. And later on, after getting all his properties, he sold them and he ran away.
Yeah.
So running away to the other side of the world, things was so complicated, and life ikakuwa hard after spending all that he had. Later on, he came back. He found that he had nothing. New friends he had wakakimbia wakamwacha sababu pesa imeisha. Yeah, so this thing was so amazing to me, and I remember that day when I was talking about it, it was coming out as a real life story. And I remember quite a number of people got born again, because there are a lot of people that are missing the mark in the contest of the prodigal son. Yeah, prodigal son is like, very many people are lost in the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they are lost in the world, and even right now. Even people that are watching us, there are a lot of us that are out and they are lost. They don't know where they should go. They don't know what they should do. So the encouragement that someone was always encouraging me is like, however much you can be so bad, you can be so desperate, you can be so lonely, but there is Jesus who can accept you back. Yeah, there is just Jesus who can accept. Like my story, I remained alone. I was just like the prodigal son, because my parents walishaniacha kwa mikono ya watu sababu I was so tough. I was not being corrected. I was just a tough boy. But Jesus was the only person that I could run to. So he accepts people to come back. So that was my first amazing sermon that I won't forget. And we bless God. Yeah.
And so currently you are ministering at Kisumu.
Yeah.
How did you find yourself in Kisumu?
So Kisumu, I found myself and I went to school, campus, college, and I was staying a little bit far from school. So one day I was walking looking for a church to attend. And when I was looking for this church to attend, I remember I was walking in the streets of Manyata, and then I passed a certain church. And when I was passing this church, something told me after passing it that, look, this is the church you are supposed to go. Rudi kwa hii church.
Was it on a Sunday?
It was on a Sunday. And then the same time, I was looking for one of my cousins because I wanted to relocate from where I was staying. I wanted to stay with my uncle. So there is a cousin I was looking for. So when I entered that church, coming back after getting a certain voice, after getting a certain voice, I came back. Then nikiwa hapa ndani, naona huyu kijana. So it was something very ironical.
Oh, the boy you were looking for?
The cousin I was looking for.
Okay.
So nikampata hapa ndani without a call, it was a miracle. Yeah. So I say, like, the church that God gave me in Kisumu was a prophetic church, and it was a church directed by God to me. And that church has been a blessing. It's known as Jesus Missionary Fellowship Church. It has been a blessing to me so much. However much it's not easy, but it has been a blessing to me. I've grown there, and I'm now who I am because of that church. Because it has given me opportunity to build up my gift and build up the ministry that God has laid in me. Exactly. So personally, I'm acting as the youth leader. Yeah.
Wow, that's fantastic. Guys, as you can see, we are with Luke Maoni, and his journey is amazing and inspiring as well. So just stay tuned until we are to the end of this interview. We are taking a very short break, and we'll be right back after some moment. So guys, welcome back to our session. Just to remind you, my guest today is Brother Luke Maoni. And so Luke, after getting into the ministry, you are currently into the ministry. What are your future plans as a youth still?
At this point, I'm doing ministry, I'm in school, and I'm working. I have a lot of things in my mind, but what is in my heart is ministry. Because right now I'm working on a certain team in Kisumu known as Youth Jam. Youth Jam is an amazing team that is working on empowering youths and building them. We are preaching Jesus, reaching the society, the chokoras, the orphans, everyone around Kisumu. There are youths. Not only in Kisumu alone, but we are building it up to become a global thing, and we are trusting God to get connection with these are many of our county's friends, so that we can build it up for it to be a nation thing, and then we are working for a global thing. Yeah, so my desire and my dream is to build up an amazing ministry for the young people, that even if somebody feel like life is coming to an end, but solution can find itself. Yeah, so that is what we are working on right now, and I'm focusing on that personally. I'm very serious on that. And like on this Sunday, we are going to have a launching for the Youth Jam.
Yeah.
And we are welcoming everybody across the world to come and join us online and even physical, so that we build up and we start off this journey together. Yeah, because what I know, one day, one time, people will say and will give a story that truly this boy started here and today is here. Exactly.
So that's your plan.
Yeah.
And so we have many youths who are going to watch this show today, and maybe you may be having a word for them based on your personal life experience. What would you advise to the youth?
Yeah, according to the topic that we were talking about today, that is being youthful,
It's being fruitful.
is being useful.
Useful, yeah.
Yeah, being youthful is being useful. I want to say that every youth has a use. Yeah, many a times youths have despised themselves due to their backgrounds, their environments, and even the kind of life they stay, and even the kind of education they get. But I want to say, let me go back to the Bible kidogo. So wacha niseme Biblia kidogo.
No problem.
In the book of Psalms, chapter number 127, verse number 3, the Bible talks about something very important that I love. He's saying, if you read verse number 4, that happy is he that have the arrows in his quiver. Arrows in his quiver. And then, before you reach there in Asemba, that blessed is a man. Blessed is an hunter or a warrior who have arrows in his quiver. Naelewa. So the arrows are coming in like children of parents. Are you getting that?
Yeah.
So if you know you are a young person and you are a youth, you are an arrow of your home. To mean, what is the work of an arrow? Is to shoot an enemy. Sindio?
Yeah.
And many a times warriors wakienda kwa field to hunt, they use an arrow to get the prey. Sindio, hiyo ni kweli.
Yeah.
So every youth is useful because parents don't give birth to us so that we be a disappointment to them, but they give birth to us so that we may be an important asset unto them. There are people that are looking towards you, my dear friend. There are a lot of friends that are looking up upon your life, and there is no importance of giving up in life. Solution is real, that Jesus is alive. He saves and he sets people free. Nobody knew that one day I will be the look people know today, but I can testify that Jesus is true. Salvation is true. The moment you accept Christ, he will turn around your life. We have seen many people, God turning around their lives. Yeah, we were just some young men that were called prostitutes, but today we are called men of God.
Yeah.
You can walk in the village and you find wazee wenye walisha kutemea mate, eti usinisi ukitembea na huyo kijana. Leo anakusalimia Bwana sifiwe. Because of something that they see growing inside you. So there is power when somebody accepts Christ and live with Christ. And allow me just say this. In the world we stay today is dark. It's very dark. Illuminati is real. Devil worshipping is real. Witchcraft is real. A lot of things that are happening in this world today, they are not well. Because the Bible said that the devil comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. My friend, if you won't allow yourself to live with Christ, I tell you, you will find yourself messed up with. So allow Christ to live in you. Allow Christ to take charge over your life. And you will never regret this. Amen.
Thank you. That was a powerful sermon and an advice as well. And so we are wrapping up, and just facing that camera, you can invite people, your friends, to like and subscribe to Andrea TV Kenya, because this is one of the biggest channels that is coming up, and it's for the youth. It's not even personal for me. So anybody who has a talent, who has stories, inspirational or even emotional stories, you can come and share with us. So you can ask them to subscribe to our channel and like for more videos that are to come.
Hey friends, I want to thank God for all of you that are watching this. I've known Andrew for quite a long time. He has been a friend, and having an opportunity to be here is a pleasure. And I want to tell you that everything is workable. What I want to say is we are here to support one another. If you are watching this, my friend, my sister, my mentor, my dad, kindly subscribe this YouTube channel, Andrea TV Kenya, and God will bless you. It will be a very important thing and a blessing if you will support this amazing move. My theme of this year has been, this is a year of prophetic, and allow me prophesy over your life. Whenever you will subscribe this YouTube channel, your life will never remain the same. It will never remain the same. And I pray that this amazing TV channel will grow to be an extraordinary
Amen.
TV channel.
Thank you.
Amen. God bless you.
So until next time, guys, we are done. And safe journey and going back to Kisumu.
Wow.
And we will meet there hopefully tomorrow. Thank you.
Shalom.